Hey everyone, Coach Logan. This week was a maintaining type of week. So I'm getting more into a groove with the exercise, with the nutrition, give you a little snapshot of the day to day and how that goes. This will start at 4 a.m. and roll till probably 8 p.m., I think is when it ended. Through the nutrition, through my steps, through some of my supplementation. So without further ado, let's get into it. Good morning to me. 4:02, as you can tell, I was on a Tuesday. First thing I do is hop on the scale and get my weight. Then after that, I start walking, but also I start to get my supplements in order. So I have creatine, I have TMG, and then I have citrulline malate, and this will be my pre-workout. I also have a slew of supplements that I take throughout the day, some digestive enzymes, multivitamin, fish oils, vitamin D, digestive enzymes, rhodiola rosea, a bunch of different things. And here is my incline walking pad. Gets up to 2 miles an hour, has about a 2 to 4% incline, just depends on what it is. Now going into mixing my supplementation. So I have a reverse osmosis countertop because water can be very, very gross, especially in these old pipes in the Northeast. Using a little bit of sea salt, I mix that in because I'm a sweaty person and my sodium levels will get really out of whack. I'm a heavy salt sweater. So making sure that I get enough grams of that in to survive through my training. For me, it's probably in the range of 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams of sodium, but that's excessively salty in a drink. So I will dilute that. Once I get that added in, I use some of the water additives that Aldi sells. I don't really care on the flavor. I just pick one, give it a good squirt. How do people feel about that word? Is that one of those words? I don't know. But give it a little squeeze. At this point in time, we're at 6 o'clock and I have about 2.5 miles walked. And then I head over and do some training. For the training today, these are tall kneeling leanbacks. Start with these because they give a good stretch through the quad. There are many parts of the quad, but this makes sure to hit all of them. I use the ring assisted so I can get into a deeper stretch in the bottom. Stretch mediated hypertrophy is the name of the game. So getting the bottom range motion the most attention. This was my first set, so over time I was able to warm up a little bit more and get a little bit deeper within the range of motion, not pushing it too bad, but allowing for less use of the rings. You can't really tell, but I'm using the rings less on the bottom and a little bit more to pull myself up and not getting to the top fully. For this, we have pull-ups. If you know tempo, this is about a 3-1x0 tempo, but it's sped up. So for the pull-ups here, I try to get a good deep stretch in the bottom. I've been focusing more on getting that deep stretch and allowing for the lats to be the main limiter. I had straps on that as well as grip. For this one, this is what would be considered similar to a belt squat. If you've been to a Globo gym that has one, Crunch, some other bigger gyms have it, but this is a makeshift way to do it. So I have 2 benches. I'm going to step on the benches. You just have to make sure you're not getting anything in the way anatomically that could be of a detriment to surviving in the world. For this, I'll kind of speed up, but I did 2/3 reps. So I used the bottom 2/3 of the squat to stay within tension on the quads. For here, the benefit is I'm not loading this on my spine. So the main thing that's going to be the limit for me is my quadriceps, and then dismount, very precarious. For here we have heels elevated / cyclist squats. I'm trying to push my knees as far forward as possible, kind of speed through these a little bit. So if it looks weird, that's what it is. But my knees are pressing as far forward as possible as I can. I want to get my cheeks to my sneaks is the cue that is used. And I finish off with some 2/3 reps there, basically until failure. For bicep curls, I leave my elbows a little bit in front, so when I go down to the eccentric stretch at the bottom, there's still tension for me. These are fairly light, maybe 20, 25 pounds. The main goal is to get a good stretch right in that bottom range and not having any type of swing. So I do this seated, so I'm not loading up my spine. I'll allow for a better brace so I can focus more specifically on the biceps. As I start to reach failure here, I do a little bit of a quarter rep and then a bottom half rep and another bottom half rep, doing those force reps at the in range of motion, stretch median hypertrophy still being the name of the game there. And then because it's easier to do hammer curls, I'll finish off with hammer curls. So a bit of a mechanical drop set, just hitting a different part of the arm after already getting the biceps quite a bit. And then hopefully my insight here is to get more bicep. So that was the workout. And now I'm going to make some food. It is 9:33. I have 4 miles, and that's usually the goal. Get about 4 miles done before my AM session, and if I have a PM session, then I go get some food, and then I go do that slightly after eating some food. So what I'm going to consume now is a couple sandwiches, mostly just keto bread and cheese, and then I'll throw a protein shake on top of that. So that's where we're at. Going to charge, going to work while I charge, at the Eagle, and most importantly, at the Starbucks. Well, unfortunately, that Giant Eagle, one in Bridgeville, if you know it, does not have anywhere to sit, so that's kind of sucky. So that was about 45 minutes of charging. Well, 45 minutes of working while I was charging, and I overcharged. It is recommended that you only charge up to 80%. Oh gosh, it's so low because the heater's on. It's only recommended that you charge up to 80% just for the integrity of the battery, and then also the fastest charging is going to happen up to 50%. So it got up to 50 real quickly, and now it's taking its time to get up to the rest of the way. But it's cold, so it's not bad to have a little bit of an extra charge. It does take some time to warm up the pack, especially if it's below freezing, which is expected to be -12. So if you're in the future or the present, you know what day this was. It was terrible. It was terrible is what it was. Bread, lots of keto bread, lots of cheese, so much cheese. There are the macros. Wow, they look delicious. It was delicious. You should try it. Now it's currently 3:30. I'm going to go to Planet Fitness to walk. It's a lot easier for me to just get out of the apartment to be able to go do something that involves me not consuming food. If you watched the last week's video, that was my main tip there, was to be distracted with activities. So for me, I'm gonna go to Planet Fitness, gonna do that. I'm gonna try their red light therapy that they have there. PBM, photobiomodulation, supposedly helps with mitochondria and mood. Hopefully it does. And then I'm gonna go to Aldi and grab some groceries. So having proper groceries, being prepared to consume food that is good and have good backup stuff. So what I'm gonna grab is some marinara, some strawberries, and maybe some more spready cheese and keto bread, because these are all the things. And then I'll give a gander and see if there's anything else that I need when I get there. Getting a good sunset, that's cool. So that was jam-packed. Planet Fitness in Washington. Packed. Got a good walk in though. I am 45 minutes of walking in there. Not too bad, it was great. Some lady threw her AirPod at me and she was sprinting and I caught it in midair. And I was like, here you go, miss. Not really, that didn't happen. It fell. I had to get off my treadmill and help her find it though. She found it. It was found. Lost AirPod, no longer lost. Now I'm at Aldi. So I'll go through, talk about some things that I get from here normally. I'm gonna try to get some egg whites. They were out last time. Some keto bread, some strawberries, and marinara. So, well, let's see if we're not zoomed in. So when I go to Aldi, there are several things that I know I'm gonna get when I'm there. I'm going to get some type of deli meat. I'm gonna get some type of keto bread, some type of lower calorie cheese. All these things are lower calorie or high in fiber or high in protein. The strawberries are frozen, so the whole non-perishable thing is a great selling point for me on those. I might get some type of lean meat. I'll see if there's anything on sale, maybe a pork tenderloin, ground turkey. Very rarely will I get ground beef, and then maybe some other chicken if need be, but I will go through the aisle in my brain. So keto bread, as soon as you walk in on your left, it's all the bread stuff. This one at least in Canonsburg area. Then you have your egg whites as you go near the eggs. Then you have Greek yogurt as you go along the refrigeration. Then you'll have your meats if you need to get into those. As you keep wrapping along, there's a theme here, staying to the perimeter. Then you have the ground turkey and all that stuff if I'm gonna get to that. And then staying along, have the cheese, the low-fat cheese, the spready cheese, as we call it. Then the deli meat, and then you keep going, you have the strawberries. The things that might be within the center aisles or the other ends are the low-carb tortillas, the marinaras and pasta sauces that I got, the sucralose, which you can kind of see, also for the Splenda, and then the olive oils that I use for spraying the pans. Aside from that, unless I'm going wild, and then Aldi has the best chocolate bar. It is peanuts with cornflakes, and their own chocolate brand is delicious because Germans and chocolate, I guess, but it's really great. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. No, that's an 11 out of 10. That's a definitely 11 out of 10. If there's something I am craving that is delectable, that is the thing I'll go for. Easy, immediate, almost at all Aldis. So recommend that one. Don't take them all. Leave one. Just make sure to leave one, so then I can get it. If there's one left, that's all I ask. Just leave me one. I know what you're thinking. Wow, that looks gross. And it really does. It looks like fecal matter, but it tasted delicious, especially with that green sauce on it. So this is it. A lot of calories for dinner. That helps me go to bed. And then I don't wake up hungry. Save most of my calories for dinner. Some higher volume foods. Try to limit the liquids. And that's kind of really it. Going to watch The Watchmen animated. Love me some adult animation. Lots of violence. Red lights are on, dryer's going, candle, all the good things. Gonna finish this and then probably get a shower and go to bed. Nothing too crazy, nothing too spectacular. Probably sleep by 8:30. That's the day. Total Miles Morales. Another animation. Shows it. Oh my goodness. Total miles for the day, 9.42. Total calories, 2,300-ish. They're right there. Protein was good. Fat was right where it needed to be. Carbs were good too. And then we just do it again. Do it again. Do it again. I don't like tracking food. It's cumbersome. I would have eaten this exact same way without tracking food. So that's what it would have been today. And there we are. Oh, and don't forget, next week is travel. That's what we're doing. We're traveling. I'm traveling. You're not traveling. I hope you're traveling. Go travel. Till next time.